I mean, will let me notify when it tells me that I'm live because it doesn't immediately go live. And this is just something that it's just been a thing I've had to deal with. Like I don't know when I don't know when it's gonna show that we're live or a live, if I should say. Get rid of all this stuff. Oh yeah, I guess let Steve know. But the reason it still says, oh wait, that was quick. Okay, I guess we're live then. My that friend I talked to you about is had hosted me. It's like, guess he's here or not yet anyway. That was an immediate host, so I don't know what he's been doing. Okay, okay. Well, he's there. Okay, everybody, this is a very late discussion. I guess for me a much needed discussion. While I have my friend in chat right there, and Twitch is finally telling me that I'm live. That's a good thing. Introduce yourself, good sir. Haven't talked to you in on the internet forever.
What's up, everyone? It's your friend, Exile Gamer. I know it's been a minute, but I plan on coming back and just taking care of some life stuff and trying to get some new equipment so I can be able to stream a little better and do a lot more games that hopefully y'all will love. But let's get this discussion started.
Okay, pretty much. We're gonna be talking about this is a Pokecast. This isn't gonna be something I'm doing every week or whatever. Just only when information becomes relevant or it needs to be talked about. This is one of those times that Pokemon Presents that happened yesterday caught my attention. Uh, which is hard. Which for me, it's been a minute since it's been able to catch my attention in this manner. We're going to talk about everything that essentially, well, everything in reason that happened within the presentation. So we'll start off with the very first thing, which was their little montage of all the games that have been released in Pokemon's history. Some of them didn't come to America. I have been reminded of this sad fact for a while now. There was like a wand that if you shook on a blank TV, Pokemon would show up. I think there was these Pokemon minis that never got released over here in America, and I remember hearing about them, but I never knew why they didn't come to America. Uh,
It's based on really fan base. Throughout the years, Pokemon's history has gone up and down like the stock market. So
why the
can't
stock
really.
market? Why that comparison?
Well, certain generations, people liked. I was talking to a lot of my friends yesterday about the pod, not the podcast, my fault, but the Nintendo Direct for Pokemon, and my god brother Eric, he said he actually stopped playing Pokemon when Black and White came out. For some strange reason, he wasn't into it. He wasn't into X and Y either. He got back into Pokemon when Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out, and I've actually done quite a bit of my research, and that's actually when the slope for Pokemon went downhill. Was during the Black and White saga for
Well,
Pokemon.
I guess to iterate on that, I talked to you about this. Actually, we were in college when I think I was talking to you about this. I said I think I mentioned this that I was going to drop out of Pokemon after fourth generation, mainly because they were hanging around too long, and I felt like I was done with the series. But the trailer for Black and White is what held me in. I actually was planning to drop out. I think you said something to the same effect that you didn't think you were going to probably play. You're probably still going to pick up the games and stuff like that, but you probably weren't going to be that into it. I can't remember exactly what you said, but
Yeah,
I knew I was on my way
that was
out.
about it.
I know I was on my way
That was
out.
about it. I was on my way out too, because it was just like the same concept. But then when Black and White came out, they had the triple battles, the rotation battles, and I kind of like the concept where they had all new Pokemon. Like you didn't have no old Pokemon, and I think that's what some of the people didn't like about Black and White is that you didn't have your old Pokemon in there. And till this day, people still get upset about that. Like when Sword and Shield came out, most of the Pokemon that people love, like Garchomp, Dragonite, Sizzle, and stuff, wasn't in the game, so people was upset about it. But I keep on trying to tell people if you're a fan of Pokemon, you need to start learning how to use the new Pokemon. You can't understand the game concepts if you keep on using the same old teams without testing any of the new ones out. Yeah, I understand people are not gonna like them because they're move sets and stuff, which me and you have talked about. Like this generation's move sets wasn't really comparing to the some of the Pokemon. Like I've been on Smogon.net and looked at Corviknight's competitive move set, and it's like you bring that thing out, you automatically know what two of the moves it's gonna have. And certain Pokemon didn't have a lot of good coverage. I remember when you was playing it, you had Obstagoon and you was trying to figure out a lot of stuff, and you had Surf on it, and I was looking at you like, why?
Well, I didn't have a water type Pokemon on my team, and I was still trying to figure that out because I'm used to having a water type figured out by the point when Obstagoon became a problem. Uh, and to my friend's point in chat right now, yeah, Black and White was probably a bumpy time for everybody in the in the in the Pokemon space, and Sword and Shield didn't make it any better.
Yeah, Sword and Shield was good, but I was looking at his YouTuber called Black Master Doji. I look at his YouTube content all the time, and he kind of discussed Pokemon, and he was like, Pokemon's what got him into Pokemon was their story, and their story hasn't really been compelling the last couple generations. Like we ain't really most of the time we at least get some information about the legendaries and what their effect on in the world. But when it came to Sword and Shield, we didn't really get that. We just got, oh well, the legendary gonna pop up when you going against this poison dragon. If you got an item for it, they turn into a different mode, and that's it. Nothing really
Well,
compelling.
well, the thing
Mm-mm.
was that they in previous generations you were swallowed into the conflict. This generation, I guess, well, before we move on, this generation, um, they actually actively kept you out of it until you story wise couldn't be kept out of it. And I
And I
think
think,
that was the problem is that normally we're
yeah,
swept into it, but in this case, Leon was actively trying to keep you out of it, and to his demise, very successful at keeping you out of it. Uh,
yeah, which is true. Like it's a shame that the expansion passes, especially the newest one that came out when it was the Crown Tundra, that one had a bigger, more story dealing with the the Pokemon of the Harvest. That had a nice, good, and compelling story for it. And like, why is it that we get an DLC that has more story than the actual game, which is a little bit, to my part, like Sword and Shield is okay, but it's like it wasn't the hype that everyone wanted to be. So I think this is why hopefully the Pokemon Direct that we all saw yesterday boosts everyone's morale for Pokemon, especially one of the new games that I'm so hyped to play when it comes out next year.
I think everybody's hyped, but we're gonna go in order. Past like the reminiscing about Pokemon and what brought us together as a fandom. Uh, the next thing of any note that I'm not interested in, I know you're more interested in than I am, but I mean that's because I didn't play Pokemon Snap on the N64. Most of my
I never played
childhood
it either.
gaming. Oh, you didn't?
I never played it.
Uh,
I've
but
always wanted to, but I had a cousin who wouldn't let me play his 64. So
I feel sorry for you. Well, you know I got a Switch now, so you can now play it. But but new Pokemon Snap isn't. I guess in the back of my mind, I'm gonna play it, but I'm not actively gonna go after it. Like the game coming out next year. Um,
Yeah, I'm not gonna automatically get it as soon as it comes out. One, I have too many games now. I need to beat,
I know that
so
struggle, and I'm gonna
I
be
don't
adding
want to
on
keep
to
on
that.
buying games.
I'm gonna be adding on to that struggle in the summer of this year.
Yeah,
Hyrule,
so I need to.
Skyward Sword, uh, and
Yeah, that's gonna be a oh god, need Jesus. Um,
dude, if I knew you when I was a kid, I would have let you play my copy. I gotta get you and Steve to be talking. Since I do have you on Discord, I might at some point, like maybe get you two so you can talk. Cause I mean, Steve's a cool guy. He's one of the people I hang out with online when I'm not hanging out with you. So,
fine, sir, that's fine. But let's continue on topics with these.
yeah, the new Pokemon Snap is okay. I mean, I don't know. Pokemon, I mean, taking pictures is cool and that's all fine and good, but I don't know. I mean, it's definitely gonna be a good game. I know a lot of people are excited. I'm
To
pretty much
me,
happy that people are
it's gonna
excited.
somewhat be like how Animal Crossing is. It's one of them chill, cool games where you just pick it up for a couple minutes, snap your pictures of certain Pokemon. So I think you have to take a picture of every Pokemon, but you gotta take it like four different times of a good ranking level. From what I looked at on the trailer, um, like you saw, I didn't even know Venusaur could jump for one, but on one of the
Well, I mean, it
trailers we
has four
saw,
legs. What you bet you think he wouldn't be able to jump? I know he's a big dinosaur, but still.
man, that joint jumped in the damn going water. I was like, what the heck? Okay, Venusaur, you show your frog nature, bud.
I mean, yeah, the game looks cool. I mean, I'm glad I got a more con. I'm more disappointed by the illumination orb thing because before this trailer, I remember them making a big deal about illuminating Pokemon, and I was like, so in the Lental region, certain Pokemon just glow in the dark, huh? Apparently, you can make them glow in the dark, which I'm disappointed. I mean, I can say disappointed, but I guess I'm not as excited behind the concept anymore because Aluminumon were kind of a cool thing they could have done, and it would have been an interesting thing to like maybe search out for. But I guess turning them glow in the dark isn't a bad idea. I mean, and he also has certain effects on certain Pokemon, like Scorbunny in that trailer. Its fire turned blue. I was not expecting that, considering that not many fire Pokemon have blue fire. Actually, I don't think any
Yeah,
fire Pokemon have blue fire. So, s-
nope.
score one for Scorbunny. But it's even got online so you can show your photos, which I mean makes a lot of sense for a game like this in the age of technology that we're in right now. If you couldn't share your pictures online, I'd be looking at you strange, like really? You could take these pictures and no one's ever gonna see them, huh? What was the point of buying the game? But I mean that's cool. I mean it's coming out on April 30th, so I'll be seeing a lot of videos on that, almost guaranteed. Oh yeah, Mega Charizard X. Mega
We
Charizard
don't
X
talk.
has blue fire coming out of his mouth. You see that talk? They'll
We
talk
don't.
about him.
We don't talk about Charizard. Charizard gets too much love.
Hey. He's the first fire type. Just like
I
Squirtle is,
understand
it's like
that.
just like Squirtle is the first water type, and Venusaur is the first grass type.
Yeah, but they don't get as much love as Charizard do. Charizard's been in like I don't know how many games now, and they just now getting. We're not gonna talk about that. You know, I go on a whole tangent of that dumb lizard. Um,
Hey, hey, hey. Moving on. um, past Pokemon Snap. Okay, we can let him go. Breathe. Akuna Matata.
it's
It
a
means no worries.
beautiful thing.
Oh, great. Now I'm gonna now just open up Lion King for this man. Okay, moving on. I guess the next thing, which is on the screen right now, that we can talk about. I unfortunately could not find a good picture for the next topic, but we won't get into that yet. I might even find it as we're talking about this, but I have some notes down. The next topic is going to be about the Pokemon remakes. I would say the dreaded Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes, which I
which people have been waiting for years.
yeah, my whole thing is like they ruined Omega Ruby. They ruined Ruby and Sapphire. I will never forgive Game Freak for that. But we get Diamond and Pearl, Brilliant Diamond, and Shining Pearl, which is the long-awaited fourth gen remix that everybody's been glimmering for, and they've already split the internet. There are people who love the chibi style, and then there are people who don't love the chibi style.
I think it's cute.
Yeah, that's it. When I first saw it, I said it was cute. Um, and I've been watching videos of this of the reveal. And I'm getting like, okay, I might want to play this. For the reason I'm getting nostalgia, which is really weird because I have more nostalgia for Hoenn than I have for Sinnoh. But but I love the approach that the pretty much they're doing a one-to-one remake. But there's a problem that I kind of have, and it's a question. It's a question that I kind of got because Diamond and Pearl. There's a reason. I will let you know, Steve, in a minute as I continue this. But Diamond and Pearl were kind of slow games. They didn't run the fastest. It's kind of the main reason why Platinum is kind of the definitive version of the fourth generation that people go to. Um, Now, granted, from what I saw, it doesn't look like that it's running at at the rate that it was running in on the DS. But when they say one-to-one remakes and they're preserving the original game and just updating it and making it like and just making it look almost similar, um, I don't know how I truly feel. And on top of that, I have even more questions about this remake because they closed the GTS years ago, but in the trailer where that clown was, wait,
Hmm.
was that the clown in front of the GTS or was that the clown in front of the Poketech place? I don't know which place that was in front of. I've forgotten actually which clown that was. But
Okay.
there was a GTS the clown was in front of. Is that being preserved or are they moving that out entirely? Because the people who are making this game are the ones who made Pokemon Home. So I know for a fact Home is going to be integrated with this game. Because I mean they're the ones that made it. So they would definitely be coding it correctly to for them to be able to transfer Pokemon out of there into the thing. And I for one want to play this games again because I kind of want to have a chance to make a team out of Sinnoh mods again.
Hmm.
But I don't know. There's like a lot of questions I have, like the speed of the game. I mean, yes, Sinnoh was a big region, but I think if I remember correctly, I remember things slowing down when she got to Jubilife because you had to leave Jubilife almost no, not Jubilife, but what's that town? No, you left Jubilife to go to the first gym area. Then you had to come back.
Ouroboros City.
Yeah, Ouroboros City. Then you had to come back from Ouroboros City and then leave the north area. And like Sinnoh is also, I mean, Diamond and Pearl are infamous for like blocking paths that you couldn't go down to unless they allowed you to. And HMs were a thing. We haven't had to deal with HMs for several generations now. It's going to be really weird to come back to it. Um, for
What I
one,
think is, I don't think they're gonna put the HMs in the game. What I think they're gonna do is probably if they do, probably do like I don't know how they're gonna do it, but it would be kind of weird for you to do HMs and we haven't had HMs in like
yeah, but they said there is like there was like a they were preserving things in the game. Now I did hear that they're adding in the conveniences of modern Pokemon into this thing. What that means? I have no idea. Uh, that was the other thing too. So I don't know what they mean by the conveniences. Like, what conveniences are they including? What conveniences could actually make Diamond and Pearl better in the long run? I hope that like it isn't as slow as the original was because it's gonna be really weird. Because like the thing is with Ruby and Sapphire, you can get away with remaking Ruby and Sapphire because Emerald was no better than those two. The only thing that was different was how they handled Rayquaza and Kyogre and Groudon's story. That was the only thing that was different with those two, and they got away with it because Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire were alternate timeline variants on that same region. these aren't alternate timelines. These are the same Pokemon games in the same timeline. They're just being remade visually. Um, and like I said, some people are not happy that they're that it's kind of one to one. It's like I kind of like that. I mean, at least it makes Diamond and Pearl unique. Uh, yeah, like they were made on my notes here. I have like they were made by ILCA, which is the people who made Home. It's very colorful. I love the chibi aspect of it all. Um, it's kind of
Yeah,
it's kind of
and
re-
that's the one.
it's kind of reminiscent of Let's Go, which is kind of weird because I never played Let's Go, but Um,
Let's go wasn't bad.
I,
It was
I wasn't
good.
saying if it was bad, but I was saying that it's it kind of reminds me of it, which is kind of funny considering that some people were talking about it's gonna be Let's Go. I already have one here too. The speed of the game is up for question because, like I said before, the story it took a while for you to really get into the meat of the story of Diamond and Pearl. Because Dialga and Palkia are the main progenitors of what happens in the game. I'm even kind of curious about like there's a point in the game. Spoiler alert, though this game's like 10 years or 15 years old at this point. Uh, the lake that you see at the very beginning of the game, you see another lake in the middle of the game, and something happens that causes the story to kind of stall, and you end up going through Mount Coronet for whatever reason. I can't really remember. That's the one thing about this generation's. I don't remember the story as well as I do remember the story for Hoenn. So that's a thing too. It's like that's why I don't got much of attachment because Diamond Pearl kind of came at a weird time in my life. Uh,
Mm.
I was in high school and I didn't know Diamond Pearl existed until a friend of mine brought his DS to school one day and I happened to see Pokemon on it. And I was like, "Is that Pokemon?" I was like, "Yeah." Like, get out of my get out of my face. I was like, "Oh, jeez." Okay. Uh, End up getting
That
Diamond for Christmas later that year. But yeah, kids are mean. But so I didn't even know it existed. I had spent most of my time because I didn't know the internet could let you know games are coming out at the time. I mean, this is like 2006, 2009. Actually, no, kids came in 2007. I was a sophomore in high school. So yeah, I didn't know about Cerebi.
oh yeah.
So like things like that, I didn't know
Yeah,
about it.
I was a sophomore. I ain't played Diamond and Pearl until I think my junior year.
So I didn't know anything about it until I found out from like word of mouth that this game existed. So if I remember correctly, the story was very freaking slow. Um, and I don't know if I want to go through that pain again. As much as I like Dialga, it's my favorite of the two. Um, and another thing too is I'm actually kind of curious if they're gonna fit how they're gonna fit Garatina. Because I remember my encounter with Garatina very vividly, which is the one thing what my playthrough that I actually remember very vividly. I was
That he was in a random cave.
Yeah, I was on a vacation with my parents someplace. I forgot where it was. I happened to stumble upon Garatina's location accidentally. Like I said before, I didn't know anything about online searching. I didn't know you could look this stuff up. I just happened to see
Yeah,
there
I
was a
think
there was an
everyone.
area that was
I think
open. There was an
I
area.
think everyone wound up doing that because I did it too, and I think that's why they made platinum because people started trying to figure out who was this devil-like dragon that came out of nowhere, and we
Yeah,
was
they
about
hit
to
Garatina.
kill
I
it.
don't know why they hit Garatina. They really shouldn't have. But all I know is
But
I
you
was
still
I
get
was on that
paid.
route. I was on that route, and I happened to see that there was something open that wasn't there before. And I went in there, and I'm like, is there something into this cave? I go further in and I see this Pokemon at the end. I was like, what is that? I say go to like Garatina. Wait, where were you? I was like, like it was really weird that he was off in a spot where he didn't belong. Uh, which is weird too. Uh, Also with this new game too. I guess Arceus or Arceus, or you gonna call it, is not gonna be inside Diamond and Pearl remakes. So that's a thing too. I think the most we're gonna probably get is Garatina, if that, if they plan to add content to said game. Uh, I guess we will see. Um, I don't know how one to one this is gonna be. I hope they speed the story up so you're not like waiting around. Maybe some conveniences to the story so you don't have to do this whole rigmarole of like running around. I mean, like they could also maybe make it. No, they probably wouldn't do that. They wouldn't add in that flying mechanic like they did Corviknight. They wouldn't do that. Dang it. Okay. I don't know what I was going to say. Like, why not they just have a Star Raptor service? Because Star Raptor is just as big as Corviknight. I think. I'm not sure how big Star Raptor actually is. I feel like people ride Star Raptor all the dang time, so it wouldn't be that too big of a departure. That's pretty much about it that I have on here. Is like the last question I have on here. Well, I also say the audio sounds great, which it definitely does. I actually love the recreation of the music. Um, will I buy it? Before this thing started, my friend told me he was going to buy the game, so I guess I'll be buying the opposite version of the game he does. I
I get
probably
Pearl then.
I probably will more than likely streaming this because why the heck not? I've been wondering if I was ever going to get a chance to stream a Pokemon game from start to finish. I think I probably will this time around. Um, I guess with that sound, I'll be getting Diamond then. Brilliant Diamond. All right, dog. Time for me to get upset at how hard it is to catch you. 10 to 15 years down the road again. Oh, I've not been waiting for this.
Have fun.
But now let's get to the real meat and potatoes of the discussion that we've been really been waiting on. Pokemon Legends
Legends
Arceus.
of Arceus.
Oh my goodness. I first of all, when this direct was happening, or presentation, because they don't like being called directs apparently, uh I did not expect this. First of all,
I still don't like
nobody
Alola.
expected this. First of all, if you say you expected this, you're a liar.
Liar, liar, past liar.
You're a liar. All I know is after the Diamond and Pearl remix got announced, I was like, well, people are gonna be upset. Um, then a voiceover comes up, and then I see this screenshot for what looks to be like Breath of the Wild, but it's Pokemon, and I was like, what is this? What is this?
What is this
What is,
tomfoolery?
what is this? And all I know is I see what looks like to be Dawn's ancestor running into some grass, slows
Like a
down,
ninja.
squats, jumps forward, rolls, then throws a
And throws up.
Pokeball at Shinx in the
Mm-hmm.
distance.
With steam coming out.
Uh, I about lost my mind.
I was screaming at my godbrother's house. We was both looking at it. We was like, "What the fuck?" And
um,
I like the concept. When I looked at the trailer again today to be more hyped up for our discussion about this stuff today, and I was like, okay, so it looks more realistic for battling. Like when I saw Lucario, whatever move he was doing, looked like he was actually hitting the Pokemon, and you saw a Garchomp come and hit your Pokemon. It wasn't like how the battles are now. You just see them do like a weird little move and they disappear, and or they do a slash and you just see a blade hit the Pokemon. They look like they're actually attacking one another. And apparently, for what I got my research on and I've been looking up on, they had gotten the team that did Breath of the Wild
that's what I
to
wanted to
help
bring
them
up
with this
actually.
game.
I'm gonna go off my notes here. First of all, the first game as I brought up, Brilliant Diamond, I almost called it Brilliant Pearl. Brilliant. I'm gonna be messing up on that name for years. I'm calling it now. People are gonna be yelling at me. But Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Uh, IRC, the people who made Pokemon Home, was making that one. So you probably wondering what's Game Freak working on right now. Well, they're working on this game, and this is a departure from everything they've been doing. It's open world, and as my friend Exile Gamer has, put practically, there was a rumor last year, or at least early, no, yeah, or sometime last year, I think around late last year, that, or is it like early last year? I forgot when the rumor dropped, but the Game Freak. Well, this wasn't a rumor. Game Freak had moved into Nintendo in house. Because they were essentially an indie developer making Pokemon for Nintendo. Something that I thought was really weird was that they were not in house until like last year, and then the rumor brought up that some of Shigeru Miyamoto's team was being brought in to help with their environments, and I didn't believe it because they're busy with Breath of the Wild 2, which I can't wait for. Al Numa owes us information this year. Al Numa, I'm calling you out. uh,
Don't do that. You may get beat. You may
yeah,
disappear.
I know. I'm still calling him out. If I disappear, you know what happened. Al Numa got to me,
I'm not.
but
I'm not part of this.
but I thought it was a rumor, and I didn't believe it because like they're working on brilliant. I mean, they're working on the Breath of the Wild 2 game, and we haven't heard information from that since the trailer 2 years ago or so, I think.
Hmm.
So I'm like, there's no way they don't got time to be deviating time to. I'm sorry, Pokemon, but you know they don't got. I don't think they got the manpower to deviate to you guys. And this trailer has me. They definitely there's definitely some Legend of Zelda team members with them right now. There's no way. I'm a Game Freak didn't have the ability to do this beforehand, and suddenly they come out with this side game with this sprawling world that we can tell right now. I don't know how sprawling it is. I actually can't wait to see more. I kind of want this game now in my life, but I'm gonna have to wait. If they have to they say early 2022. I have a strange suspicion that they're gonna probably push it out to winter 2022, which is gonna make me even more upset. But um, based on what I saw, and I'm pretty sure you saw this too, there's some frame rate issues. Uh, they're gonna have to really fix that because, geez, I didn't think that it was possible for Pokemon to run at a very low frame rate. People actually brought that Chimchar in the trailer was running at 4 frames per second.
Wait, what?
There was a Chimchar in that trailer that Don had threw a Pokeball at. I didn't see it at first because it was kind of like there for a second, but if you slow it down, it's a very choppy frame animation. It's like running at a very low FPS. I mean, even Chingling was also was actually kind of funny that in both scenes where it was like a low FPS, Dawn was in there with them. So I don't know what's going on. There ain't much on the screen, but they're kind of running at a low FPS. Now I know for a fact
Hmm.
this game isn't coming out this year, and I know for a fact before anybody yells at me saying that it's just starting development. Yeah, yeah, I know. I'm just kind of pointing out that what they showed us. Um, I used to be against the whole you judge a game based on what you're seeing, but I guess at the same time you kind of had to kind of go on what you've already seen. And the game looks beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I'm just kind of concerned that they might have a frame rate issue that I hope they get solved. Maybe we'll find out later on too that they got more people coming in to help them out with this game because I want this game to succeed because we don't have many Pokemon side games. Actually, we don't have any Pokemon side games right now. Uh,
So true.
so I really want this to succeed because Mystery Dungeon did well for a time and then they kind of ruined it with the 3DS era, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Um, we had Pokemon Conquest. I didn't play. I think you played it and you say you liked it.
I
Um,
love that game. They need to bring it back.
I never played Pokemon Dash. I never played Pokemon XD or Pokemon XD Coliseum, but I watched Shaka Conrad play those games, and I like the concept that they're a darker take on the series.
I love that game.
Um, I'm trying to think. That Pokemon Ranger, they only made two of those games, and I played the Rangers of Spirit, and I loved it. And I was waiting for them to bring it to the 3DS, and they never did. I was hoping they're going to bring it to the Switch, but right now, I want Legends Arceus right now. Rangers can take a hot seat for right now, and if anything, I can wait another year for them to remake Explorers of the Sky if they do. Hint, hint. Uh, but sorry, that was a hard hint. Sorry, but right now it's like if they don't got and they don't do. I think the one thing I'm excited for the most is that it's a new idea. It's a new idea. It's a new side project that they can work on. And since they already delegated Brilliant Diamond, I almost called it Brilliant Pearl again. Sorry, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl to an outside team, they can work all on this. there is absolutely, and I hate to say this, but some people are gonna probably agree with me. At this point, there really shouldn't be an excuse for like a low quality game, especially this being a side project and all. There really shouldn't be an excuse. Now we'll see if there is going to be an E3. Actually, I think there is going to be E3. It's going to be all digital. If they have, granted, Nintendo's never been fond of going to E3, so they might not. We'll probably see some information, more information about Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl this year. Period. We're not going to probably see any more information about Legends Arceus because they're still in development right now. Um,
Yeah,
so there's no this. I mean, we'll probably see something in November, guaranteed, because these remakes will be out by November at the latest. So we'll probably see information about that. And you say we're going to let you know about the progress we've had this year on Legends Arceus. Like by that point, I suspect we'll probably hear more information about it. If not, we probably won't hear anything until next year, around the time of its release, whatever early 2022 means. I'm gonna be 31. But I'll at least have that to look forward to. But like I said, I've never been so excited to turn 31 in my life. It's just until I saw this game. It's like I want this now. I want to skip 2021 altogether. But no, I'm gonna wait because I want them to do this game right. I don't want. I'm already kind of tired of hearing all the criticism Pokemon's gotten over the years. Granted, some of it's deserved. But I think some people are a little bit too harsh. I'm of the opinion that people expect too much out of Game Freak, but some people say that like they've been at this for years, and there's no excuse for some of the mistakes that they had. And I guess I'm say I'm more of a Pokemon coddler in terms of like I don't expect a lot, but when my expectations get blown out of the water, which isn't hard to do, really it isn't. Um, and I will admit, Sword and Shield, while fun games, aren't it isn't where I kind of wish it was. And right now, it looks like Legends Arceus is going to be the step in the right direction. I
yeah.
cannot.
I
I
think
can.
Sword and Shield was their beta project of how open world games should be with their WoW area, and I'm thinking Legend of Arceus is going to be the version that we should have gotten for Sword and Shield. But I think they also was trying to rush Sword and Shield because dealing with everything that happened last year with COVID and stuff shutting down, and they wasn't really able to be in the
Well,
office
Sword
like
and
they
Shield didn't
wanted
come
to.
out during COVID. It came out in 2019. The
Okay.
DLC was actually, but I mean, it's. I will agree
Oh
with you.
yeah, shit.
I will
Damn,
agree.
my
I
fault,
will
y'all.
agree with you. They did rush the project out. Because we found out in E3 of that year, disappointingly, that they were cutting the Pokedex, and that sent the entire Pokemon community in a tailspin. And it's kind of divided the community ever since. And I really don't know how I truly feel about that. Um, it's a game about capturing animals that don't really exist and having them fight against each other. I don't know why there's so
Yeah,
much
see.
hostility about a fictional game project, but I'm kind of interested to see what they're going to do because right now there's one town that we saw your character running out of, and I don't know if that's where you start. I think it is. I think it is though because that's the first thing you see is Don or Lucas running out of the gate. Um, and the battle system, as you said before, apparently it's seamless now. There's no transition, so you kind of throw a Pokeball at a Pokemon and instantly into a fight. That was like that was like I was minded a Pixelmon. This is a Minecraft mod for Pokemon. And that's kind of how they handled battles. You threw a Pokeball at a Pokemon and you immediately went into a fight. It wasn't a transition. So I don't know. That might be what's causing the frame rate issue, but I hope they fix the frame rate. See here. Actually, I can go to the web page. See if there's anything there I can pull up real quick about either game.
Oh, one thing I want to talk about for Legend of Arceus, which people are somewhat hyped about and confused, the starters that we have,
Now I have a
which.
I'll let you continue, but I have a crackpot theory. But I'll let you continue.
But no, I'm a little happy because it's like they chose the starters like that people use but didn't really use and wanted to bring them into a new light, which I'm liking that. And I like Oshawott. I don't care what anyone says. I love that little water samurai otter. And Cyndaquil always have my heart. Even though I'm a water type Pokemon expert, I love Cyndaquil. And Rowlet, I used him when I first had gotten Sun and Moon instead of using Primarina. I used Rowlet, and he was real good for me. I'm kind of excited that they're going on a different trope of using starters that aren't really, I want to say, popular in the community as other ones. Um,
Um, Oshawott
I'm
and
glad that they
Rowlet are
use
really popular in the community. I'm just gonna
they
point that
are.
out. Yeah,
Okay, whatever.
people really love Rowlet and Oshawott, and apparently Cynica's got his own little fan base too, which is also kind of shocked me. Uh,
I'm just
people
happy that
actually
damn dragon wasn't around.
what dragon? Wait, what?
Charizard.
Oh, but uh, here's the thing. Now, this is a crackpot theory, but since we're dealing with ancient Sinnoh, um, and these starter, and it's like 99% not gonna happen, but it'd be so cool if they did this. Uh, what if these are ancient relatives to the Cynical Rowlet Oshawott that we know of? You know
That would be
how
good.
you know how different Pokemon evolved different during climates and whatnot, and these look different, like Grimer,
Mm-hmm.
Meowth, stuff like that. What if they're not gonna do it? They're not gonna do it. But what if instead of the normal evolutionary line that we're used to, like Cyndaquil, Quilava, Typhlosion, what if they look at different back in the day? Maybe that's why they chose them. Maybe there was some like there was because we know that Pokemon they have beta stages when they get designed, and some of the
Well,
designs never make it
let's see
through
how they gonna do it. Let's see if they gonna have them with the same evolution, or they gonna have them with some weird new, more
because like
feral looking evolutions.
because here's the thing. I understand why Rowlet Oshawott got chosen, but as much as I liked want to use Cyndaquil for the first time and a good when at the first and second time, and I haven't ever had to use him because the first time I used him was in Heart Gold Silver. Haven't had a chance to use him in a game single player game in a while. So this is the first time in a long while where I'll be able to get, at least I want to get my love and appreciation back for Cyndaquil. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
And you already know like why I don't have much of an appreciation for him now. But I would love to get my appreciation for him again. I would really because like there was a time when Cyndaquil was on the list higher than Charizard. Just flat out.
Yeah,
Typhlosion was on my list higher than Charizard. He only recently kind of went down. Well, not recently, a couple years ago during Black and White. No, something happened. I forgot what happened. It deals with Dawn, but
mm-hmm.
okay. Lost my train of thought. Um, oh yeah. What I would hope that maybe they're not going to be because it's kind of weird that they specifically state that a certain professor. Some people believe it's going to be Professor Oak, which I mean, I guess it would make sense. But I wonder why Professor Oak would be in. No, was Professor Oak in Sinnoh and Diamond and Pearl at some point?
No.
Oh well, I'm gonna say a certain professor kind of came across these Pokemon in his travels, which means that he went to Johto, he went to he went to Unova, and he went to Alola before he even came to Sinnoh. So, well, ancient Sinnoh.
Remember what people say. A lot of Pokemon weren't really originally from their regions where they from. They got migrated there, or something happened
Yeah, I know, but I'm
that
just
they
like
wind up
it's
being
just kind
there.
of interesting that he went to at least what I want to believe to be ancient Unova, ancient Alola, and ancient Johto. that like it'd be kind of cool that maybe through domestication their evolution's changed because we've never seen like and I would oh and this is like one of the things I really would have loved about like region variants. The starters were never shown to have different variants, and I understand mainly because they're supposed to be rare. But in the anime, we saw that there's a breeding spot behind the Pokemon League where they breed these guys. So what?
That's true.
So I'm like, they have got to have been exposed to a different type of environment at some point in their life, right? Uh, and I'm 90%, I'm 99% sure that's not gonna happen. We got the same Typhlosion, same Samurai, and same Decidueye. But it just seems kind of weird to me considering that like of those three, Rowlet's the only one who has double typing. The other
That
two,
is true.
the other two have single typing. And I understand Decidueye and Samurai because Samurai and Archer, those are common jobs back in feudal Japan. But Typhlosion? Question mark? Really? Like, first of all, you guys have been very harsh on Johto in these past years. Like, almost like you've forgotten about him. And then suddenly you pulled Cyndaquil out of the rubble. I'm confused. I really am. Like, I have so many more questions than answers. And that trailer just got me hyped, and I'm hoping I'm not overhyping myself. It's basically what I'm getting at. I don't want to be too excited, but at the same time, like what they showed me, I'm very excited. I have not been this excited for a Pokemon game since like Black and White. I think. Yeah, Sun and Moon was okay. I mean, but I wasn't excited as it was for Black and White. I don't know why Black and White really had me excited. I was in college when that game came out. And I was like, really excited to play it. I actually was singing the trailer theme song when I was going to college. You didn't know this, so you didn't know that actually. But uh, but yeah, I was very excited for Black and White. Um, I enjoyed the departure from Zubats.
Wait,
So
what?
the departure from Zubats, Zubats being the thing you see in the cave all the dang time. Like I enjoyed that they weren't around because they were kind of annoying. So were Geodudes, but yeah, I don't know what else to say about this. Like, I mean, I'm very excited. I kind of got my thoughts out. Uh, as for that rumor that there was some part of Legends Zelda team that was integrated into their development team, based on what we saw, there's even a tweet out there that shows that that scene where you see the trainer looking out over the field. They matched it
Hmm.
1-to-1 with the scene from Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild when Link is looking up on the Great Plateau. It's 1-to-1.
Oh yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's very 1-to-1. It's like it's quite clear that this was there was something going on there because like they really wanted you to see that this is Breath of the Wild for Pokemon. So yeah, um, I'm hoping not gonna get my hopes up. And for anybody else watching this, don't get your hopes up either. Uh, I'm hoping we can probably get our Pokemon partners running aside each other, not just in the Pokemon battles. I know I'm asking for a lot, but I don't think it should be a lot because in every generation of Pokemon since Heart Gold and Silver, hackers have found walking animations for Pokemon in the data files that weren't used. Uh, in every generation since Heart Gold and Silver, there are animations for Pokemon walking next to you. So
I didn't even know that.
yeah, like, if you keep going back in time, there's been like they found like useless animations for them walking. Every single Pokemon, just useless animations for them walking. So it kind of makes you think that I think they've been trying to fit in walking Pokemon for years that is introduced it in Heart Gold and Silver, but for whatever reason they have not been able to. I am very confused because they should have cut those documents so that way people did not find out about that. I don't think they're stupid enough to think that no one's gonna hack their game because they've been doing it for years. So I think there's walking animations too inside, like a sword and shield that they never used. So yeah, that's a thing. So yeah, I don't got much more to say than that. Do you got anything to say?
Not really.
I think we all can say what we all can say about this. Very excited. I guess when Brilliant Diamond comes out, I'll be picking it up and streaming it. Uh,
Yeah, hopefully I have my stuff. I can stream it too.
so we'll be looking out for that. I also say we're probably looking out for what is going to be
Maybe
my
we should try.
life. What's going to
Maybe
be
we
my
should
life
try
in
to do the
July.
verses again.
Oh dear God, I don't think I'm ready for that kind of work. We never even finished our last verses, and that was a lot of work. So actually, funnily enough, I think that series is still getting views. Actually, before you leave, let me go check that out real quick. I can actually check this out real quick if it's still getting viewed. It probably isn't, but there probably was a time when it was still getting views. I still have it on my YouTube channel. That I don't really use that much anymore. I just use it just to drop my streams out onto, which is fine and everything. But it's like, yeah, got moved on from YouTube. Here it is. Jeez, last updated December 10th of 2013. Good gracious, that's a long time ago.
I know, right?
The playlist has got 146 views. I wish I could view when it was like last watched, but it was definitely when it was active. It was definitely a nice change. Uh, haven't done Pokemon content since then. Probably should do look into that. But okay, I think that's about it. I don't think there's much I can say. Um, but yeah, that's the thing. I cannot wait for next year. I think everybody is of that same opinion. So I guess that's it for this Pokecast. I will come back either by myself or with somebody else or with my friend here to talk about more information if it becomes relevant and if something sparks our interest that we need to do a discussion about. Until then, see you guys next time.
See